They're praying for you too. So thank you, Yoli. Appreciate the note and the warm thoughts. All right. Did you guys know Kelly used to be the gonger? So I'm not great at this. Do we do this? Let's get started. Gone. Very clearly gone. Yes, man. All right. I tell you. Why don't we just go ahead and. All right, you guys, we're going to start off this team meeting as we do with a little bit of a review of our mission, vision, values. And we do this because, especially now, we're midway through the year. Some of us are having some pretty incredible years. Talked to a handful of people that said, I need to step up, I need support, I can't keep up with things as they are now. Some people are challenged a little bit this year to get business off the ground, and where are we going? So we're going to use our mission, vision, values as an opportunity to kind of reset ourselves. And then we're going to talk about a mindset reset a little bit later on. But as we do our mission, vision, values, can anyone share what our mission is? I see people avoiding my eyes. Yes, yes. Okay, so Nate got us started, but he has a full mouth. So who's going to help us finish? Awesome. Covers the whole thing. Right. Experiences worth giving, right? Having. Okay, so we're going to have to do a little work on this, right? The ones I want to call out specifically: businesses worth owning, careers worth having. Okay, those are two that we're going to be kind of focused on through the back half of this year. We're in June. We're going to have an opportunity to kind of think of where we are with our business and how to reset and how to grow, how to be super grounded in what we're doing. And we always start our team meeting with this mission, vision, values. So we're super close. No, we are. Okay. Technology. I'm not sure that's part of our thing. Okay. All right. So here we are. So to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. We have our belief system as well. We're going to talk about that. So this is our mission. All of these pieces, you can find yourself, find your family, find your tribe in this mission statement. If you're feeling kind of unmoored, this is a great way to spend time and think through where you are in all of these different areas, right? Our vision is to be the real estate company of choice for you and for your clients, which means we have a relationship here. You guys tell us what you need. We tell you what we need from you. It's a partnership. We are your business partners, and we keep growing, and we know you keep growing as well. This is kind of underscore of our values: God, family, then business. And one of the things that we like to call out with this one, and we've heard it before, what do you do with the God piece? Do we all have to believe the same thing? Do we all have the same common idea of what God is, what your families look like, or what your businesses can look like? And the piece that I want to share with you here is that, these are very personal values, right? What we understand as a company, that when you have something forward thinking and driving you towards being the best that you can possibly be, it buoys you up and helps you reach farther. For some people in the room, that's a Christian God, a Jewish God, a Muslim idea of God, right? For other people's experience, it's the universe. Whatever that is for you, we want to honor that with you and understand that that drives your business, okay? Lots of different expressions of families in the room, as many as there are different expressions of businesses in the room. So great opportunity to learn and grow from each other. And then this is how we do it, right? Win-win or no deal, integrity. Customers always come first. We are committed in all things, right? You can read the list. I would invite you to take an inventory of these pieces particularly. Where do you find yourself on here? What's one thing that you want to pull out and focus on for the rest of the year that would help move your goals forward, right? So just a little bit of a foundational review of who we are. And then, ironic that we struggled with a little bit of our technology this morning. Zoom is a new piece, right? But we do consider ourselves a technology company that provides a real estate platform for our agents, buyers, and sellers that they prefer. We think like a top producer. We act like a trainer and a consultant, and we focus our activities on service, productivity, and profitability. So just to get all of us regrounded in why we exist and why you all are partners with us, we wanted to do that deep dive a little bit to help remember that clarity is power. So as we're in the middle of our year here, regardless of where you are and where your business is, we want to help you find clarity and help you move ahead. So I'm here for that. Kathleen's here for that. Michelle is here for that. Our productivity coaches, we had a great coaching this morning from what I hear from all of our homegrown cappers and our script people. So plug in, find what you need and grow. Okay. Okay. And then we also want to do some welcomes. We have a handful of people who raised their hand to be part of this amazing culture. Tanika Ellis chose us because she wants to get going and provide and believes this will be the best foundation for her real estate career. So we're very excited for her. I see Danielle White in the back. If you want to raise your hand, she joined us too. Same idea, to get systems and training and support to grow her business. So welcome, Danielle. Super excited that you're here. And then sitting up front here, we've got the Jasperson team. So Alan, Jacob, and Becca, we've been in conversation for a while and just pulled the trigger at the very end of last month. Jaspersons live a little bit south of here in the Union Grove area, and we'll be spearheading growth down in that area for us. So join me and welcome. And my agents who did just join, this is part of your tribe. This is your culture, and we are here to support you in all things. So as you have questions and you're growing, your leadership team is a great place to start. Everybody else sitting in these chairs also has value for you. Build your network, build your communications with this team, and sky's the limit. Okay. All right. Some people have done some amazing things. We want to recognize cappers in the house. Jen Strelka, congratulations on capping. And Dan Schmidt. Just received a pay raise, so we're super excited about that. And then, come on up. We did want to do a deep dive into Taylor came to me after meeting last week and asked, or 2 weeks ago, and asked if she could share an opportunity that she's jumping into.
Yeah, thank you. All right, heads up, we're gonna get sad for a quick second, but I promise we'll just turn it right back around to happiness. So this is my mom. That's the reason why I'm here today. For those of you that don't know, trigger warning here, my mom was killed, one of the 6 people killed in the Waukesha Christmas parade in 2021. So she's the reason why I'm here today. And I just kind of wanted to show you a picture of her because, well, I think she's really cute. With that being said, I'm also part of the Waukesha Parade Memorial Commission. So we are putting together trying to raise funds and make this memorial happen. For anybody that doesn't know what that looks like, this is kind of what it's going to entail. It's going to be a place where anybody who was affected by the parade tragedy is able to come and, either whatever that says for you as an individual. For me personally, I need a place to go to mourn my mom, think about her. I think she and everybody else deserves the recognition of having this memorial. So we are about 1/3 of a way to our goal. We've raised $357,000 so far, and that's just since last November. So that's quite a bit in that time. So I wanted to do something to help raise funds for this, and I came to Michelle because I was like, I want to do something, but I don't know what to do. And she recommended that we have a rummage sale here at the office. So that's where you guys come in, and I'm gonna ask for your help. So June 24th, it's gonna be, time is TBD, but we're thinking just June 24th, all day long, hosting a rummage sale here at the office, and all proceeds are going to go to the Waukesha Parade Memorial Fund. So what I need from you guys is, I'm betting that you're doing spring cleaning and you want to get rid of some stuff. So please bring it on, bring it here the week prior to that. So whatever those dates are, the 24th is Saturday. So that week we have an empty office downstairs that Diana said we can put our donation items in. I would ask if you could please price your items, because obviously for a rummage sale, that's kind of the biggest like job. If you're unable to, or you really don't want to, just bring it, we'll handle it. But if you could please bring whatever donation items that you have, I would really, really appreciate it. I'm also looking for volunteers to help me, whether that's like setup, takedown, you want to help out, you want to do something during. I have my family's pretty, not that big, but like I have 2 siblings, my 3 kids are pretty old and they're all gonna be helping. But I could definitely use some assistance. I'd really like to make this as big as possible and try to raise as much as we can. So really that's all I'm asking you guys for. I'm glad I didn't cry because I was going to.
A quick question, if we
Yeah.
are gonna bring stuff to donate, do you want us to just be there early? Do you want the day before, like?
Whatever, like, so it depends on the size of the item. If it's like furniture items, we would say probably bring it the morning of, because we're gonna just do it in the parking lot. That's less lugging around of heavy stuff for us. But the whole week prior would be okay, right?
We do have limited space. It would be great if you could bring it day of, but we'll work with you to facilitate, right? So
Are you gonna be advertising so we can like promote this?
Yes, so I'm getting that together and I'll have that ready in the next couple of days so that I can get that, share that with you. You guys can share it with your people, family, friends, whoever. And if anybody has any suggestions, recommendations, please reach out to me. I've never done anything like this before, so I would definitely appreciate the help and suggestions.
it's one of the things I love about this culture, right? Win-win. So this is a win for you and your goals. Can also be a win for you and your clients, right? So share this opportunity, give them the opportunity to donate, give them the opportunity to shop, right? Let's figure out how to make this a big deal. Thank you to Jeremy and Scott for letting us use the parking lot day of. Rain date is downstairs. We'll figure it all out. You'll get all the information. We talk a lot about post-traumatic stress and not near enough about post-traumatic growth. So I want to call out all of the things that you're doing for your family, and let's make this a great show of community support.
If you want us to price our own items, one thing that could be super, super helpful is thrift pricing is such a huge range. It can be like, hey, around this is what we think a t-shirt might cost. And around
Yeah.
this, just give us like vague ideas. That might be
Sure.
super helpful, so that then we can price kind of similar to one another, so that there's.
Yes.
So my t-shirts aren't $25 and yours are $3. We'll send great information out to help you guys key in. Thank you so much.
Yes.
She's gonna be around afterwards to answer questions too.
Yes, and then the last thing, I'm gonna pass out these flyers and postcards. The postcards have QR codes, so that if you wanted to do a monetary donation to the Parade Memorial Fund, you're very welcome to do so. The other one is, so if you know anybody that was affected by this parade, speaking of PTSD, the United for Waukesha Resiliency Center was started specifically for everybody affected by this tragedy. They help with therapy, they host a lot of events, and I think it's just something that we kind of need to spread awareness about, because like, who couldn't use a little bit of help? So, so thanks, guys.
Thanks, Taylor. Okay, and one last culture moment I wanted to share. We are looking, when the pandemic started, we started something called Mojo Mornings. So every morning there's a different volunteer from among our Asian community that leads mindset training session via Zoom. Fridays have gotten sticky. We are looking for somebody who might be interested in growing their leadership on Friday mornings. And there's also kind of something going around about timing and does this make sense for everybody's. And also we're in summer, so maybe people want Fridays off. Lots of opportunity to give voice to what we do next. And if you want a leadership opportunity, and we do decide to move forward, raise your hand. And we'll start promoting that. So I wanted to just share that. Okay. And with that, one of the things that we know is that there's just a ton of opportunity to grow your business and be surrounded by supports. Kathleen's going to dive into some of the new technology supports that are out there for you. And I think this is a birthday for you as well.
Yeah.
Something like that. Don't get too excited, guys. Okay. Nope. Okay, so I'm very, very excited with some of the new releases in Command because we've been asking for it since 2019. So one of that is advanced contact filters. So anybody that ever wanted an and button in your filtering, you now have it. Yes, thank you, Command, IT, tech department. And you can actually choose how you want to filter. So there's things like you can do that they're connected on my agent site and are tagged this. You can, there's really, it's almost limitless with the amount of combinations you can do for tagging. So I highly recommend if you are in your database, as much as I think you should be, that you get in there and play around with this dynamic tag or dynamic filtering of your database. So I know it's going to help a lot of people out. So super excited about that one. The second thing that they just released is a transaction summary in your opportunities. So when you go into your opportunity details and you're entering in all those key dates, you can then generate a transaction summary from that. So you can have a PDF that you can then send to clients or hang up on your pegboard so that you can track all of your important dates and information. It'll also give you the transaction, like the parties to the transaction and their contact information. And we also now have the ability to enter in more parties to the transaction, like lenders and title reps and home warranty reps and their contact information into your opportunity as well. That would all then download onto that transaction summary if you choose to do that. You can also reorder the information on the transaction summary. So if like the commission summary is important to you, you can reorder that to the top of the summary instead of it being on the bottom. So whatever makes sense for you and your business. You can also, like on the screen here, you can pick and choose which options you want on that summary as well. So yeah, so when you're in your opportunity in the details tab, there's now a little blue button at the very top right that says generate transaction summary. You just click on that and it'll download a PDF for you. And then here's where I was talking about where you can add vendors to your opportunities, like your home warranty rep, your title company, your lender, insurance agent, all of that information. And what it'll actually do is it'll save them as a vendor so that the next time you use that person, they're just in a drop down.
So the opportunity to, like, does it allow you just to enter in the name of the professional, like add new contact or whatever, or does it have to be one of those pre-selected?
No, you're going to enter it in, and when you enter it in, it saves it for you.
Got it.
Yeah. And then just a heads up on our training schedule for June for Command training. This week on Thursday, we're going to do how to get paid in Command, everything from setting up your opportunities to zip forms, DocuSign, all the way to the closing table. If you are not sure how to use opportunities in Command, I really highly recommend you tune into our Zoom training on the 8th at 11. Then next week, we're going to go through the newsletter playbook. So if you are wondering how to create newsletters at a high level, I would highly recommend you tune into that one as well. On the 22nd, we're going to have a conversation about ChatGPT, which who's excited to talk about ChatGPT. I should probably learn how to use it before that week, so I will. and then we'll give that information to you guys. And then at the end of the month, we're gonna do a Canva 101. That's gonna be in person at the Innovation TOSA office. Okay, so if you're like, what is Canva and how do I use it? You should definitely go to this class. Okay, this is how we create your marketing materials. This is how you can leverage Canva to do more marketing on your own as well.
Okay, well, Dawn is making her way up here. I just wanted to share, if you're anything like me, you don't always jump in at the very beginning of something and live through every iteration of things. Which means if and attend some of the trainings in terms of how do I use a checklist? What do I do with stages? How do I order some of these things? The new features that are coming out, tags particularly, are reliant on some of these pieces. We bring a lot of training tech-wise for you to kind of dive into that. If you have a question or like, ooh, how do I use these pieces? I also wanted to share that Kathleen is going to be here on a more regular basis with us. She's taken a desk in the agent desk area downstairs. And if I know her, she's going to put a QR code on her desk that says scan here for a one-on-one appointment with me. I would definitely take advantage of that, because as Command continues to build out, and this is your tool for the future, you're going to want to make sure you're using it at the very, very highest level. And if that means catching up, that's okay. No judgment here, you guys. We want to make sure that you're using it in such a way that your business grows as automated as possible, and as quickly as possible. So we want to make sure it grows as compliantly
As compliant as possible as well.
Woo, compliant. Yeah.
So, raise your hand if you've written an offer and been in competition in the last week or so. Maybe with more than 2 offers, maybe more than 10 other offers. Anybody write? Anybody else write on the 24 in West Dallas? Did you showed it? So, so one of the things that we're seeing as people are writing more offers and they're in more competition, they're asking other agents on the other side, hey, what else have you got in hand, and trying to figure out if they can, you know, where do I stand? How close am I? How competitive can I be in this situation? And then after hearing that they didn't get the offer, we're seeing people ask like, hey, can you tell me what did win, just so I can pass that along to my client. And we actually, this was in Legal Hot Tips recently. The question that was sent to Legal Hotline was the seller would like the agent to give other agents and buyers information about the offers that the seller received, which is very kind of them to think like, hey, I want to help everybody out. And this be done without breaking any license laws related to sharing terms of offers. Is this allowed? The sample email that was sent was a lot longer. Dear lovely agents, thank you for your offers, all of those things. And the attorney who responded did say, well, you can call them lovely agents. That's very nice to have, like, nice, but don't have the rest of this. Well, okay, so the quiz is, so there were 11 offers in total. All 11 offers were above asking price, with more than 7 offers being 10% above asking price. All 11 offers had financing contingencies. 10 offers had appraisal contingencies, with 4 having appraisal gaps. 10 offers waived the home inspection. We had a healthy mix of conventional, VA, and FHA loan types. Earnest money was on average between $1,000 and $3,000. So the question is, can this be done? Can this email be written to the agents who wrote offers? Is this allowed?
No.
What do you guys think?
If the seller sends it.
Oh, I don't. You're inserting other variables into Tony or Alex. What did you know?
I think you can say there were 11 offers,
Mhm.
but other than that, you cannot disclose any specifics of any competing offers to another agent. That's my understanding.
Any other thoughts?
I agree.
I think Nate and Tony are both right.
Yeah.
I'll have to double check on if Nate, like technically,
Why
the
can
seller,
the seller
technically the
say
seller can say whatever they want.
Yeah, why couldn't they?
Same
They
thing
send
as
it
like,
out or explain, or why can't they
Yes.
just?
they
That's
tell
true.
her,
Yeah. So this, but as an agent, we can never disclose to other agents the terms of a contract. So confidentiality is to both parties in the transaction. So one party cannot waive the other party's expectation of confidentiality. So when somebody's written an offer, we can't tell somebody else what the terms of that offer are. So we can't disclose terms of one buyer's offer to other buyers. And that duty extends past closing. I know there was a follow-up question from the Legal Hot hot tip that was shared that, hey, can we share that after closing? And the answer is no, because that confidentiality extends beyond closing as well. Yes,
And this is related to appraisal requests. Because I don't know about you guys, but I've gotten multiple calls from appraisers asking questions about the details of either expected offers or closed transactions in an effort for them to have a better gauge of something else that they're appraising.
Mm.
I'm assuming because it's not a realtor, it's okay, but wouldn't that still be in violation of confidentiality?
they're asking about the accepted offer, and what kind of questions specifically are they asking?
Very.
So
Yeah.
Well, both, like-
there's a sentence in the offer to purchase
Yes.
that does state that we are allowed to provide a copy of that offer to purchase to appraisers if asked.
Yeah, I've had,
Like-
That's the other intent. If they need to know like detail, like you wanna fight for your seller to get them the best price.
Yeah.
So if you have 11 offers, you wanna say like, hey, of these 11, 8 of them were well over. Like you wanna fight for you.
For the
yourself.
value
Yeah.
for the appraiser. And I think Tony was asking like that the appraiser's wanting to use your property as a comp for
Yes.
another. So just in general, if the appraiser asks for that information.
That's okay.
What if an agent calls you, even though we're like still under contract, we're supposed to close in a week, that's gonna be public knowledge, we're past all contingencies, can you tell that agent what?
The price,
The price?
No. You could, I mean-
Close, even if it's like
Yeah.
4 or 5 days.
not supposed to.
You said even
Not
after
supposed to.
closing, 'cause I've never heard that.
That's in the offer, it's, or in the, it does say confidential, the duty of confidentiality extends until after closing. So the details that are in the MLS, the public record details, you have price, you have financing type, and concessions, but anything else is supposed to stay confidential.
Also, what just occurred in the professional standards committee is that an agent posted an accepted offer on social media saying, we got an accepted offer at 15,000 over asking price on my listing. It's not closed. Do not do that. You will get flagged unless GMAR is watching. So watch your social media.
Big
Do not
Brother is
disclose
watching.
terms of an offer on social media.
What if the other agent tells you how many offers they have to post it? I see out 27 offers.
The number of offers is fine.
Yeah.
Well, I thought like they were not supposed to share.
They can share how many,
You share
Oh,
the
okay.
number of
yeah, not the terms of the offers. Yes,
It was my understanding you could share if it was contingent on selling your home.
yes. So
Okay,
that's,
that's
so
true.
you can share if there are
But nothing else.
contingencies, yes. So if there's if it would be a bump clause in place, you can
yes.
share that.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, good question.
I have to say, every time I hear Don present, I think, gosh, how grateful that is not.
So many ins and outs. You guys keep coming with great questions because she absolutely appreciates them and we all, right?
Yeah, I love them. I love them.
And we all learn from each other. And this is, I mean, there's a reason that the offer to purchase went from 3 pages to gazillion,
Yeah.
right? Because of just these things. So
Little details.
little
So,
details, right?
Awesome.
Awesome.
Cool, thank you.
Thank you, Defender Dawn. I believe that there is a competition brewing to design her superhero cape.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right, awesome. Good, good. Okay, so we've talked about some of the tools that you can use to build your business. We've talked about some of the things to do to stay out of hot water while you're building your business. Now I want to spend a little bit of time thinking again, bringing us back to where we are in time. It's June, right? June, what's the date? 6th. Okay, June 6th. So where are we in our sales calendar? September, August, early August, right? We're about 76% of the way done with our year. And I know I saw some people go, wow, right? Wow. Yes. Okay. So think about what that means for your business. We as a group, Keller Williams tends to start business in October. And we do that. We start business planning for the next year so that when January 1 hits, we can really be thinking about what we need to be doing. And we want to invite you to be thinking about what happens at the end of this year. So we're going to be talking about your mindset around goal setting. And this is the example I was just talking about. We're ready to go on New Year's Day. I want you to think of 7/1, July 1st, as mid-year New Year's Day, right? So that gives you a handful of weeks to do some assessing with yourself and your business. What are your goals? Are you on track for your goals? What do you need to adjust to make sure at the end of this year, you feel confident that you've done everything you can to define your plan and execute your plan the way you envisioned it on January 1. I don't know about you, but on January 1, back in the day, gosh, I was like a new person. No bad habits. We're going to come into this new year. I was going to get up when my alarm went off. I was going to exercise. I was going to be in the office early every day. I was going to make all my calls by 9 o'clock. And then I was going to, coast out the rest of the day because I nailed it. What we know is that your habits are formed because you're consistent. Your success comes from consistency, right? So these numbers here are not designed to freak you out. It's designed to give you a tool, a ruler per se, to see where have I been consistent and where can I grow in my consistency to grow my business. So June, we're 50% complete. August, we're 70% complete. This is where we get that 76%. And we invite you to look at your business and see where your gap is. So we're going to start with R. We're going to reflect. This is something that we don't always take a lot of time to do. As salespeople, we want fast. We're on to the next thing a lot. Give yourself some time to reflect on what has been successful this year and what you'd like to spend a little bit more time in. When you do that, you slow down to speed up, right? So if you're going 100 miles a minute, but you're on the wrong path, you're 100 miles down the wrong way before you recognize that perhaps a breath at that first signpost of wrong direction would have been smart. So this is your invitation to take a breath and make sure you're on the right path. And then what we invite you to do is really kind of like, how did I get there? And I was talking to somebody this morning about, am I doing the right things, right? Am I a squirrel? Am I looking at open houses and cold calling and expireds and FSBOs? But what's really getting me business is referrals and Sphere, and I need to be diving into that. So like at the end of this week, be able to answer, if you can't right this second, where is most of my business coming from? And how can I pour into that to make sure that that feeds me for the rest of the year? Because you're not done, right? 76, we're not done. And we invite you to do this a couple times a year, but certainly between now and July 1 is an important one. The E in reset stands for evaluate. This is when I want, a lot of times I say no judgment because judgment doesn't always help, right? But what I really mean to say is no judgment in terms of right or wrong, good or bad. That's not the judgment, but I want you to evaluate, where are you? Where have you made your progress? So I know for me, coming into this market center, there were some goals that were already set. And I've got some work to do. Just very, very realistically, how are we going to grow to meet those goals? Right? So it's okay, whatever the answer is, but find your answer. Where am I doing? Where am I headed in terms of my goals? And if you are not on track, what are your distractions? What's kept you from hitting your goal? If you're ahead of your goal, that's awesome. Where can you double down? Where can you make that, leverage that so that you can be even farther ahead? And keep note of it, because when we set goals next year, that might be something that elevates in your goal setting process. Right? That always gives you the opportunity. Do your goals make sense, right? And sometimes we put big goals out there. Certainly on January 1, I'm going to get up every day. I'm going to make all my calls before 9 o'clock. I'm going to have no mishaps. Well, it doesn't make any sense, right? Here I am, June 1st, and I will say that there is a handful of days I haven't gotten into the office early. I'm always on time, not always. So what makes sense and how do I adjust? Have my priorities changed? And certainly lots of reasons, but all of that happens and that's all okay. Just make sure that you're aware of it. S stands for simplify. You guys, I started early in the meeting today, we talked about how clarity is power. This is kind of the corollary to this. Simplify, simplify, simplify. It's what geniuses are frankly really good at. They're not, they do all the thinking, they know it's all there, but then they can take out the one or two things that really matter and dial down on that and have it make a difference. So it's a great example. Sometimes we think it's doing more. It's not always doing more. Sometimes it's doing different, right? But just be real clear on what it is, because you can't say yes to everything and make progress. You're just
little whirling dervish. And then we talked about the 80-20 rule. Who knows the 80-20 rule? And should go. Tony, would you like to share the 80-20 rule?
80% of your success.
That's right, absolutely. So when we talk about simplify, I want you to look at your goals. What's your 20%? Yeah, good job. I want you to look at what's your 20% and are you giving that enough time so that you can make your progress that you need to make? Okay, and then here we are, the second E in reset, establish a plan. You've done your reflecting, you've looked at your numbers, you've seen what you're good at, you know what's getting in your way. This is the simple, not easy part, right? Because you're going to put a plan down and it needs to be something that you can actually access, right? And here we talk a lot about making this a manageable plan. And it works really, really closely with time blocking, right? So you have your plan, you know what you're going to do, you know what levers you need to pull to get there. Now you need to make sure that your calendar reflects this. Hardest part in the world. I have a calendar that reflects my goals, and I have a head that reflects what's right in front of me. So if I'm not looking at my calendar and I'm talking to Katie and I are having this great conversation, and gosh, I get back to my desk and I realize I just blew by that time blocking that was for lead gen. I spent 20 minutes talking to Katie, which went by in a blink, and I forgot my time block started 25 minutes ago. So I've started now, I have a time blocked, yeah, thanks, Katie. I have a time blocked calendar, but I also now set an alarm if it's something, if it's an appointment, and if it's my lead gen. Because if it's not lead gen related, it really doesn't have anything to do with my top 20 or your top 20, right? So I set alarms on my phone, and sometimes they go off and I'm not with my phone, and my staff runs and gets me my phone and says, hey, this is going off, is this important? Yes, it's important. If I set an alarm, it's important and I should be paying attention. And that doesn't mean I have to do the next thing. It means I have to evaluate. And at some point I thought this was the next right thing for me to do. So honor your time block. Simple, not easy at all. Make sure that what's on there are going to help you get the extraordinary results that you want to get. Make sense? Good. Okay. Any questions with this? I think this is super, super important. As I talk to more and more top performers in this industry and across industries, this mindset of being present to your business in a way that helps you build the career worth having and the business worth owning, and to circle all the way back to our mission, vision, values, it's this stuff, this execution stuff, this mindset stuff that helps us get there. It's all related, and it's all to give you guys the life worth living. So with that, I think we have some training and events to dial into for you. So you've done your plan, you've got your reset, you're ready to go. Now, what are the pieces that you need to make it all happen? Kathleen's your...
I'm super excited about this month because it's jam-packed with things for you to plug into and ways for you to network with other agents and keep growing and learning. So coming up on Thursday, June 8th, we have on Zoom at 10 a.m. We have Erin Johnson from HomeBot who will be with us to discuss how you can create more listings and give more information to your clients utilizing HomeBot, which is kind of like an autopilot program. So if you've never heard of HomeBot or you've heard of it and you're just like, I don't know what this is, you know, what does it cost, all these other things, come join Erin. She'll explain everything to you. Then Rachel Adams Lee. So she was with us back in April to do a conversation about leveraging social media at a really high level. And if you missed that, you missed out, I'm telling you. She's coming back 2 more times this month. The first is going to be this week on Thursday at 1 p.m. And it's going to be a video masterclass. So who here could get better at videos? Okay, everybody's hand should raise, right? So this is kind of like a one-time only opportunity to plug into this training. I highly recommend you get it on your calendars to attend on Zoom. Okay. Then on Wednesday, June 14th, from 1 to 2 on Zoom, we'll have Scott's Profit Mastermind. So if you're looking for techniques or to talk through how to make your business more profitable, right? How to keep more of that income, you have to know your numbers. And it's a little bit easier to have those conversations with a group of people that are also doing that, right? Also know their numbers and are also trying to make their businesses more profitable. So if you're in that sector, you should definitely come and join this Zoom as well. Then also on Wednesday, the 14th at 3 p.m. here at the office, we'll have Pete's Pops. They're gonna drop off the pops right outside. This is our end of the school year, beginning of summer bash. Please bring your families. We'll have plenty of pops, I promise. So from 3 to 5 p.m. on Wednesday, the 14th, come have popsicle. And if you've never had a Pete's Pops,
No.
they're amazing. Maybe we'll get the pineapple jalapeno again.
It's the best.
Yeah. So this is the second opportunity for Rachel's Adams Lee next week, which is going to be all about leveraging social media to get referrals. So if you guys want a referral-based business and you want it based off all the hard work you're putting into your social media accounts, I highly recommend you jump on the second conversation with her this month as well. And then on June 19th, the offices are closed for Juneteenth. And so we will not be having a team meeting on the 20th. So in lieu of team meeting, we have the Tony Robbins group coming in via Zoom to pour into you a little bit more about resetting your mindset at the second half of the year, right? And this is a workshop style. We'll have handouts for you. So I would encourage you to come here to the office to watch it with us. You can log in at home. We'll email out all the PDFs that you'll need for this workshop. Okay. Sorry. To the 20th. And then my favorite time of the year, Ignite is back. Woo! So Ignite is for anybody who wants to brush up on some of their skill sets. Definitely for all new agents as well. It'll be here in person at this office, like we did it in January, starting on July 10th through August 9th. It's Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at 9 a.m. till about 11:30-ish. Okay. Please register. I would highly recommend you take the entire course. If you do want to just drop in here and there, that's welcomed and encouraged as well, but please register so that we can get you materials. Ignite, yeah.
Okay, you guys, so information, reset, skills, diving into sharpening your sword, honing your axe, all of those metaphors we use to get better at what you do, get better at what you do so that you can reach your goals. And 10 minutes back in your day, unless there's anything else for the good of the cause. Okay, new listings will be coming out later this afternoon. Thank you all for your participation in that. Welcome to our new people. We do have guests who come here too. Yasser's joining us from a kind of checking us out. This is a great way to share our culture and who we are to other people that you do business with. Guests are always welcome. Welcome. Glad to have you here. And we look forward to seeing you all have a fabulously successful week. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
I know, right? It's like it's like nobody wants to sit around.